as I can get. It authorizes staff to begin, it allows for a closing on this property in escrow, that everything gets queued up, all the stuff gets signed, and the city acquires this for $2.339 million. I believe that there has to be some sort of reading before the Community Redevelopment Agency. I could be wrong about that, and Attorney Brown may be able to clarify that for us. But everybody's talking about the 17th. I hear you guys are going to do a workshop on the 17th. I love the enthusiasm about being able to address these issues. This is how I think as a person who likes to avoid things going wrong. On October the 15th, the National Weather Service is going to issue that there's a hurricane coming, and they're closing the schools, and they're going to cancel the city commission meeting. I'm just telling you, I can see it. I can see everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You know, everything's law. So, anyway, with that, Mayor, let me step back.
Again, Mr. Mayor, we have professional staff and people who are capable of negotiating contracts. I think it would be feasible for us, or we should look at their expertise in representing us in some kind of contractual negotiations and obtaining the property. I mean, there's a lot that goes into real estate and the purchase of real estate. I'm not prepared to say, okay, let's go ahead and give them $2.3 million right now on the spot to do that without going through the proper legal channels and evaluation from our staff. So I think the proper thing to do is to allow our staff to negotiate the properties and move forward.
But negotiation takes time, which is what we don't have. You know, it's sort of like, I have felt all along, and I keep saying it's a Louisiana, land deal, but we need to get this so we can start amassing property so we can be in the catbird seat. And we're having an opportunity to do this at someone else's misfortune, but who is offering us this opportunity. It's the land, it's the land.
Mr. Chavez. I would agree with you, Commissioner Newcomb-Doty, if it didn't come in below a price, it didn't come in lower than the asking price. That's no longer the Louisiana purchase when that occurs. I'm troubled by that. I would like to, I don't think negotiations take long. I think we can put a time limit on them and get it done. And what we're saying is, go get a contract with the guy.
That's all I'm requesting.
We have a contract on the table right now for this position, and the timeline to bring that contract, they express the staff, do not work. They talk about 30-day approvals and analysis, 45 days. I am 21 days away from the foreclosure auction.
You need to step to the mic, Mr. Nolan.
I am 21 days away from the foreclosure auction. The timelines that were outlined by staff in the contract presented to you today, I expressed to them in our meeting last week. We're not going to get there that way. And they said, well, Gerry, you need to just understand it. And I'm sitting here going, this is an interesting observation. We spent extensive time analyzing this title issue. And I called my surveyor, Jack Mateka, before that meeting. And I called Jack after spending 4 hours with city staff the previous day. And I said, Jack, what do we need to bring to that meeting tomorrow and get this right? And he looks at me, or he says to me on the phone with a kind of a funny laugh, he goes, a sharp pencil. And we walked into a meeting the next day with city staff, and within 10 minutes, we allowed a reinterpretation of the title issue. And I'm going to take this even deeper. If I understand the contract that's been presented to me, the closing agent for the city is Pyle and I'm going to mispronounce the last name. Pyle. Michael Pyle. Michael Pyle is a member of the board of directors of the Attorney's Title Trust Fund. They have written the owner's title policy on my dirt. They have written the mortgagee's policy on my dirt. There is no hiatus that is going to prevent my marketability of this title, nor the ability to bond this through a owner's title policy that I have agreed. You guys pick it, and if you're working through that agent, I don't see why he's not going to go with the attorney's title. And I'm willing to, and I'm going to pay I'm paying the fee, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be 20 grand, it's going to be 10 grand, it's going to be 25 grand, whatever the fee is. That's on my side of the closing statement. But I can deliver. There's no question. I am going to deliver clean title. That is not disputed here. I get upset when staff says there's still this thing in the middle. It isn't there. I mean, I don't see it. Jack Matejka said to me, he goes, Gerry, I will sign the affidavit on this, on the title work, and he goes, and I will argue this to the U.S. Supreme Court based upon my license of appraisal. He goes, this is insane to suggest it's anything other than how I presented it. I mean, I sometimes think somebody's trying to kill the deal that doesn't want the deal to happen, and that's fine. But I'm sitting here, I dealt in good faith. The appraisal came back at $2,060,000, but again, I come back. Not one of them was in the redevelopment area. Not one of the comps was in the redevelopment area, and 4 of the 6 were in the shores. They don't entitle anything here in Daytona Beach. I mean, to me, it is a 13% difference. 13% for you guys to have an asset that the minute you guys own can turn around and sell as you wish to entitle it, to me, seems like a bargain. I will do my best, and I can do no more than to lay out what the opportunity that is in front of you. I am boggled that you would not want to take advantage of this. You do not have the eminent domain right anymore, and you're not going to get dirt this cheap, and you got an appraiser who didn't factor in a bunch of committals that are already on the books for inferior parcels on Grandview.
Mr. Mayor, we want to comment to this point?
Mr. Mayor, my observation is I think Mr. Nolan's indicated he's not willing to negotiate a price other than what he's offered here, and that is the deal. And as I understand it, we've got a choice: either we accept his deal of $2,339,000 for this piece under the terms he's outlined, or he's not interested in negotiating. I think that's what he's telling me. If I'm wrong, then you tell me, Mr. Nolan.
I have 4 adjacent property owners across the street who are in favor of this. I have individual business owners who I believe may have conveyed their support to this to individual members of this commission. I have Edith Shelley coming up to me as I walk in today, wishing me the best and hoping that this happens. There's somebody, I mean, we're in the middle of a fist fight in this community over heights and entitlements and stuff like that, and yet I have yet to find somebody who has said, this is wrong, it's not right, we shouldn't be doing this, you're not going to get a bargain. Everybody I talk to says, you know what, the city's getting a bargain. And the difference in here is minuscule in the bigger scheme of things. And I'm sitting here saying, I've given 5 years of my life to this, and I want to come back to Daytona because I believe in Daytona, but why would I come back to a town that isn't getting it? And that's why I step back and go, they're going to get it. I'm certain they're going to get it, and I believe they can get it. And this is Daytona's asset. And I don't know what more to say.